It looks like there's a new guru in town. His name's Jason Stapleton. And he's about to release the power of predictive trading. I think it's predictive analyzing. They always use that word trading. So here we go. In its power, right? It's not the weakness of indecisive trading. The weakness of indecisive analyzing meets the power of trading. So this is pretty funny. I think they're trying to compete with me. This is a 53-minute video. This is the biggest FMP ever. I didn't know what FMP was. I thought it was a... Let's dive into this.
Miss it. So make sure you're on our email list. That way you can update it whenever this training is released. Just head over to www.tradingpower.com. Click the Learn to Trade tab at the very top of the screen. There should be a little pop-up box that comes in allowing you to enter your email, enter your email address, and then take the time to check out all the free workshops that we have on our website as well. So I'm going to take you around a stroll of the markets. This is actually my first time looking at these charts. So it's kind of a live look at how I do my analysis. And for my perspective, I'll chop it up somewhat. I don't want to make this video an hour long. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you kind of like this bigger picture analysis of doing more pairs, but maybe not going into as much detail, or if you like the way that we've been doing it, where I'm focused on one opportunity and
I'm going to jump ahead here for the good stuff. He's suffering from a condition called Fibonacciitis. And when he gets to that part, you'll know it. So here's...
right. And then we start to see the buying pressure, right, kind of dry up. The slope, right, changes as we go from a very, very sharp angle to kind of a more, we're still buying, but not as aggressively as before. And we look for that to come up to our higher structure level and then start looking for a trading opportunity as we get closer to the 71 even handle. So as of right now, there's no type of trade on here. But again, this is the higher time frame perspective. All I'm trying to do is kind of generate ideas on whether I'm looking for long opportunities, short
I got an idea.
opportunities, and where price action is likely to go.
Likely.
Bro, Aussie is...
Okay. Man, that's good.
Next, we're here on the daily chart. As always, we've been starting on the daily chart.
Of course.
And we see price action is at a previous level of structure resistance, right? Look left, structure leaves clue, draw a nice little line in there. You can see we're consolidating right at the structure level. We're starting to put in a little sideways channel right at previous structure. Now we go down to a lower time frame, and let's see what we have here. Looks like a false breakout to the upside. Let's go down to a 60-minute chart here.
I missed that trade. Man, that's a nice sell up there, isn't it? From everything I've learned, that's resistance up there. That was a great 4-hour scalp.
Break and close. Looks like a false breakout to the upside. Again, this is these situations are always funny because you have traders that trade breakouts. So they'll see stuff like this. They'll see price action putting in what they call a flag pattern, right, where you have a flagpole and it goes sideways, and they'll automatically assume this has to break to the upside. But what they fail to do is they fail to take in the bigger perspective of the market. They fail to look left and see that, well, there's probably less of an opportunity to break to the upside because we're sitting right at structure versus a flag formation that says comes in.
Oh my God! If it ever breaks through that, what are you kidding? It broke back, it pulled back. If it goes up there, it's going to go into that huge vacuum up there, right? What he fails to notice is that he missed the breakouts, but like I said, these guys. Right, these guys, but
the middle of a trend, something like this, where there's not a lot of resistance to going higher. So,
see, he thinks that this pattern has to happen up here. The problem is when you start to get these rules that you think you know, and they're going to predict the market when they should just be trading the market. Shouldn't they just be trading the market? How do they know they're right on any of this stuff?
We go down to the 240 chart. Looks like I got some notes on here already. What do we see here? I feel like we got an advanced pattern here as well. Look at that. Last week was a brilliant week for advanced pattern formations. We had, let me see if I remember correctly, right here. X to A, yep. A to B, B to C, and we got a CD completion. What did I do? I'll just do it manually. I remember we had one. I think we had one. Yeah, right.
Wow. See, here's the Fibonacciitis. My head's spinning. How about you?
786. Yep, we had an X to A. A to B is going to be Gartner formation. X to A, A to B.
X to A.
C, C to D right here. Going to give a little bit of pain and then easily came back down. We actually
Did you say a little bit of pain?
Formation setting up as well, if my eyes don't lie. Let's check it out here. If I take this as my XA down here.
My eyes adore you.
Look at that. Are we going to hit it? Are we going to hit it? We do. Look at that. So potential cipher formation here as well, down at 149.75. I probably have this in my notes from last week. But
I think this is, he's got a little Gartlyitis too. Man, if you ever end up like this, mumbling to yourself in a fucking rubber room, looking for a mouse to click.
I like to refresh. I keep notes on my trades in a journal and whatnot. I like to start with a clean slate each and every week. I used to have these conversations with a good trading friend of mine, Roy. Great guy, man. He was with me from kind of my beginning stages of going from horrible, struggling, stinky trader to consistently profitable trader and eventually trading coach. And we had a lot of back and forth. Because we were going through the same journey at the same time. We used to do a lot of dumb stuff together. But one of the things that we talked about was starting fresh each week. We kind of made a pact to, instead of just keeping your notes on there,
fresh maker,
and kind of getting bored and not staying sharp.
Don't get fresh with me, buddy.
Each week you erase all your charts, you erase all your notes, and you start over. And if
I rip up my journal every week, I put Zippo fluid on it and light it.
If you're doing your analysis the right way, well, then your analysis should be the same. You should be seeing the same opportunities, and that's something that has stuck with me.
So I just keep doing the same bad trades. Yeah.
Man, for a long time, to help with consistency of analysis. So potential cipher formation here.
Potential cipher. Not quite.
If you didn't get filled already, looking at 149.75. But here's what I'm paying attention to. This is going to be another 26.18 opportunity. Now, we had what is looking to be a false breakout, right? So we had a breakout of our consolidation here. You
Man, that was a good place to get short.
got above our DSR level, right? Red exterior, green interior, which means this was once resistance, this was once a red
Fade these people. You will make $1 million. Fade every video.
box as well. Now it's a green box representing support.
Oh my God.
And we have come back down.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on the prices. Wrong. You're the next contestant on the Fibonacci levels. Bullshit. Come on down.
50% level. Now, typically, I haven't done any
Typical impedance, 8 ohms.
testing on this, but typically, right? If you're looking for a false breakout from these type of pattern formation, who was it? I think it was Linda Ratchke that
Look at this entry here he missed. Man, it's right at his fib level too. Almost nearly exactly. Got a buy limit sitting on close. Got one sitting here. And he's bringing up Linda. It's I think it's really inappropriate. I think they're very unethical. Look at this entry here, man. Jesus. You got the TC here, whatever that is. TC in the Sunshine Band. You can sell that, you sell that. Of course, the Fibonacci level's marking that, so I guess you can go there. Let's see, look at, there's a killer wick entry here, man. Just load up. Woo. Look at this. Comes back, buy. Buy at the market every, what time frame? Every 60 minutes. Buy. Load up here, man. Oh my God. 2 hours you made that many pips? Look at this one. Sell limits. Must have been the news. Comes up, tags it, bags it. Whoosh. Holy shit. You buy back on this wick? I don't think he'll ever get it. He's got Fibonacciitis, man.
taught me this. If you come past the 50% level of your consolidation pattern,
All the Rashke told him 50%. Now listen to this bullshit rule coming up. This will fucking blow your mind. Like, who's got a little notepad? This is what Ayn Rand would call inability to think in abstraction. You can't abstract. Why Johnny? It's called Why Johnny Can't Think, because he's been taught to learn every chair that exists on the planet. The concept of chair he's incapable of, right? He sees Barco Lounger, he's calling out Shay's Lounge. He's got all these different chairs. If he sees a new chair, he's like, what the fuck's that? I got to learn that pattern too? I mean, the rule list is mind-boggling. It reminds me of Scientology, because it's like you get to a certain level, and then it's like, well, Ron Hubbard just rewrote the whole thing. It's called now the power of predictive trading. Holy fuck. I got to start over from OT1, and I got to go to OT8 now? Holy shit. Hubbard rewrote it? Oh, we found some of his old work that he did. Very cipher-esque.
That's the sign of a false breakout, meaning that
wow,
there's a less likelihood of seeing that continuation to the high side, which is what we look at if you're a conservative breakout trader, a break and then a retest.
Oh shit, I fucked up here. Listen to what he says here. By the way, the pound's coming off that third low.
Of seeing that continuation to the high side, which is what we look at if you're a conservative breakout trader, a break and then a retest. You want to keep that in mind. And I haven't tested it. I'm doing some visual tests on it. But Linda Ratchke is one of the all-time great traders. So, if someone like that is going to say that, you
well, so am I, buddy. He's going to visually test it. Don't put any money in there, buddy. We're still waiting to. You're waiting for all those traders to sign up.
You pay attention to it. Doesn't mean you change your rules, but you become on notice. And you can see we've gotten past the 50%.
Come on notice, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty.
Mark of this consolidation pattern. So this may indeed be a bearish breakout. Or
it may indeed be
false breakout. And if we are going to see some continuation short, look at this. Look at this. We're going to.
Here's where it goes. Now this is when you. This is like when a disease is called acute, and I always thought that meant that it'd be like something that was cute, but apparently it's bad. He has acute Fibonacciitis.
Double top. I don't want that. Here's our double top.
Now, when you hear him go on this rant here about Fibonacci. You almost feel sorry for him because it's like he's fallen into this vortex of analysis that's just, he's giddy about it in like a kind of a giggling, evil way.
I still have my constellation on. Here's my double top right up here. Just like with what Aussie dollar we looked at, if we take our Fibonacci retracement from swing high to swing low, we could have a potential 2618 opportunity starting at 150.60s and going towards our previous structure highs. But wait, there's more, right? Can you guys see it? Anybody? This can also be, check this out. What does this look like? What does it look like?
My ex-wife?
Potential head, we'll double head up here if you want.
No.
Potential head and shoulders formation at that same level. So that 2618 level, at least the starting point of that 2618 level, will come in right at your previous left shoulder as well. So that could be a head and shoulders formation, which means you have two reversal patterns at once. You have a head and shoulders formation, which is a reversal pattern.
At once?
That reversal pattern. Not a bad area to look
Two at once.
for a short trade opportunity. Again, the risk reward will make sense, as with 2618, depending on where you get filled at.
Depending on where you get filled at. A little bit of a, what do they call that? We have a little, there's a little caveat. Depends where you get filled at. Man, but I do like the double.
Can that maybe
Doublemint twins.
at least a 1-to-1? Of course, you can measure out your risk however your rules are based. So not a bad opportunity.
How many rules are based? I'm thinking I'm gonna crack open a bottle of wine, start scalping.
Euro, Aussie, pound, Aussie on the daily. Again, some more notes from our strategy lab here.
Strategy lab. I gotta get me one of those. Look at double bottom. Fat bottom girls, you know what they do.
We saw of this. Pound Aussie on the daily. We still have a potential advanced pattern formation setting up. Let's just go out to the 240. I'll show you that first. We have a potential bat formation setting up here.
Potential bat formation. Isn't he worried about rabies?
On the pound Aussie, so we're looking at an X right down here at 170.69. Swing low to swing high is going to be our X to A. Our A to B coming right down here. Our
Fucking
B to C.
pounds
I'm
up.
looking for a C decompletion, or decompletion I should say, right down at about 171.35s here. And if we go back up to our daily chart, let's just put in a line right in here. Let's do.
Is it just me, or is this arbitrary fucking shit? Like, he didn't even put it. If he did it off closing prices, I'd almost give him the break. I'd say, you know what, dude? I like that. I like you hang that Gartley on closing, but this is the most arbitrary. How to force a trade? How to force a bat?
That put a line right in there. If we go to our daily chart, this is going to come at a pretty decent level as well. Again, look left structurally.
You can see why Carney's suing him. Scott Carney's after these guys because they're taking these bats and they're torturing them. It's like the animal rights. PETA's after them.
We just bounced off of previous resistance up here. We're coming back down. We're finding a level of previous resistance that should now act as support. You can see here that we have resistance, about 5 touches in that level. Add one more touch right here at this red arrow, and then we kind of get above it, and then resistance turns to support. We bounce back off of it. And
But you took that trade, right? Why didn't he just get? Why doesn't he just say, "Well, we got him here, you know"? Lie to me.
then we continue higher, and now we're putting in another test of that level. So again, on the 240 chart, this can easily be a structure-based trade as well. But you can also look at this as an advanced pattern formation too. And use
Oh wow. Yeah, but it's like reversible clothing. That kind of flipped me out. I didn't know which was the best way to wear the shirt. Remember they had reversible clothes? I think people were so fucking broke in the old days. Like, you know that coat's reversible? Fuck, you kidding me? I'm not sure if I'm wearing the right side though.
use that as a reason for entry. Again, I don't expect a full continuation with this type of trade. Again, we're not in any type of continuation pattern, higher time frame, but a decent pattern formation in itself.
It's pretty colors, I'll tell you that much.
All right, so real quick before I forget, I want to give you guys a big thank you. A trader actually hit me on Twitter
Don't
and told me
mention
I finally passed the 30,000 subscriber mark on my personal YouTube page. That was a goal that I've been shooting for, man, I think since last year, and we finally got it. So,
Well, at least it's not trying to show us how to trade.
just want to say a big thank you for you guys that watch my videos. I'm doing a trading blog video this year, which has gotten a remarkable response. It's not necessarily looking at charts like we do here in the Forex Market Preview, but it's more of kind of like a diary. I'm trying to teach a lesson each day, and those ideas come from.
Look at the books behind them. Fibonacci trading, the playbook. Playbook's probably a good book, right? It's like how to trade or something. Man, look at this. The usual trappings. Work hard and stay humble. No, work hard and beat the fuck out of the market. That's what mine says.
The different traders that I work with on a daily basis. And you guys have just given it a phenomenal response. You love it. And I appreciate you guys showing your support by getting the name out there and sharing it and telling friends, hey, you need to check this out. And because of that, you've allowed me to hit the 30,000 subscriber mark. So that's pretty
Brainwashing traders worldwide.
darn cool. I'm very appreciative of that. The next goal is going to be 50,000. I just want to take a quick second to say thank you.
How to trade retail. Terrible. Did you notice no mention of how he got into any of these trades? He didn't like, I bought the market, it was kind of late. No, very precise. I missed my entry by 1 pip.
Thank you so much for helping me achieve that goal.
Don't mention it.
Aussie yen here on the daily. We're actually going to go straight to Easy to do. We have two potential advanced pattern formation settings. Let's go down to the 240. I'll give me a clear.
Two? God, my head's spinning from the last Fibonacci-esque. Oof, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have dreams of Nautilus shells tonight.
Look, I bet. Yeah, two advanced pattern formation setting up here on the Aussie yen. Again, if we look at our first one, starting our X leg right up here, right? We're looking at potential X to A to B, B to C, and potential CD completion right up here for potential bearish
Holy shit, fuck. Look
39.
at the fuck. Look, are you fucking kidding me? This is where it's just malpractice. What the fuck is that? This entry should be out here. No, I mean, really, he's not accounting for time. I can see why Carney's suing him. This should be like out here, right? Shouldn't it be like this? Like, my order's pending here. The Batwing comes to here, right? Just like it did here. He can't even get this shit right. It should be this beautiful, like the market comes weaseling up into the tip of the bat and it just goes, oh, I think I found myself in a Batwing. I'm supposed to sell here. Oh, that's right, everybody. Sell here. Don't you know what the Batwing? What the fuck? It's incredible. This is comedy. This is beyond comedy, this guy.
If we zoom in a little bit and look at this most recent move,
see what the public school system has given you, and the university's public school too. Let's not take them out of the formula.
We're also setting up a smaller potential advanced pattern formation right in here. This one, our X leg is going to start at
a lot of potential here, buddy.
84.50.
Look at this, a bat within a bat. It's like a bat giving birth, but a little bit less risky. Yes, it's not as big as mouth to feed, not as much blood sucking.
X to A to B, B to C, C to D.
That's a. How about Abacab, right? Genesis.
You see, it's going to be a very deep Gartley completion, or potential Gartley completion, meaning it completes high.
If anybody doesn't know, Abacab is the structure of the song.
At a higher retest of our impulse leg, our X leg, right here. And what I did was I just changed our constellation to show us the risk reward. I love drawing out these boxes. It gives me a
well, I love watching.
Nice visualization of what I have to risk in order to what I have to reward, or what I can look for as far as reward. I told you guys earlier, I'm really big on drawing stuff on my charts. And you can see the risk reward is, the risk is very, very small here. The reward to target.
These are fantasy trades, dude. You gotta wake up. You gotta trade what's going on right now. Man, I'm telling you what.
Target 1, that's this green area. That's very, very big. And it looks to be about target 1, a 3.8 to 1 risk reward, and target 2 is a 6.2 to 1 risk reward. So a very
hot diggity dog. Well, let's get on it, Dan.
Very decent trading opportunity here. And then there's an even bigger one here. This one's not going to have as great as a risk reward.
What happened to the word decent? When I was a kid, it was like, decent, man. Now it's like, that's bad. Decent.
Because it's a more shallower pattern. But two potential bearish
shallower pattern. Hey, listen, she's short.
Opportunities here, Gartley's on the Aussie yen.
We call them spinners.
Here on the daily is another interesting one. This is one I was looking for a head and shoulders pattern a couple weeks ago. I'll just go ahead and draw it out. If you're here on TradingView, it should be one of my archived ideas. You can look at it.
Archived ideas. I gotta get me some of those too.
Find out where it's at. We're looking for a head and shoulders pattern like this, right? We got our left shoulder, our head. We're looking for a retest down here.
He just said head. Where does he come up with this shit? Why didn't he negate this? Can anybody on God's green earth, where in the wild world of sports does he negate this top, this top, this top? He arbitrarily goes for this. At the time this was going on, this was the top, right? Let's just hindsight structure the whole thing. What in the hell does this have to do? You missed the breakout there, buddy. For the scalp. How does he doesn't have to worry about trading. It's wonderful. He can just abuse everybody and misconstrue reality through his lens of utopian line drawing. And down here, the guy in the comments said, what's up with that stochastics? You never talk about it. I think he did it. You think he talked about divergence on it once?
Originally, somewhere in this area for retest of the
look, he's moving that thing around. You're making me dizzy.
Neckline, and then putting a right shoulder up here. And you see that happen.
Oh, right shoulder, yeah. She's got nice shoulders.
For the most part, we got a slanted line for our neckline here. I prefer a horizontal one.
You're not kidding. I mean, I'll take a check that spin on a car crash, but you know, I prefer it to be symmetrical. Thank you.
But having a slanted line also tells me something else about this setup. You can see that because our line doesn't test our neckline here, we're continuing our series of putting in higher lows, right? Starting down here.
I haven't even noticed that. And your point is, will you just show me all the trades I missed? Thanks a lot, buddy. Man, this is the most depressing. this is 53 minutes of...
See, we have a higher high, we have initial high, and we have a low, then we have a higher high and a higher
You mean that high's higher than the other high? Fuck, get out of here.
low and a higher high.
He's going to do it again. But see, now what? He went for the high I was talking about. See where he went for the high I was talking about here? He changed it up. You see what he did there? It's like watching that magician guy. But see, the top became a bottom. This was your entry. But see, he did the garlic here, but all of a sudden he's like, yeah, see that high? He missed that high. Look at this run. Can you imagine holding through this trade? Fucking daily gold chart. Holy shit. I don't have those kind of patience. Look at this fucking churn down. Man, this poor son of a bitch. I'm telling you, this poor son of a bitch. God. I'm beginning to think this guy's unethical. It's either that or he's dumb. I mean, how can he honestly think this would even help anybody? Well, it is free.
High or low. For you guys familiar with how to read a price chart, this means what? What does this show us? What type
I got to trade gold more often.
of trend, right? This shows us a bullish trend. And if we're going to continue in this
It does? It shows it's ranging. It's drifting in a range. Holy shit. If this isn't a bullish trend, if this is bullish, why are you making so much money on these pullbacks? And this, you're tortured here, right? Oh my God, finally it bursts up. If you started selling here, could you imagine? Right here, you start selling new highs on the third, on the any push up. Doesn't matter. Got sell limits here. Man, look at him crush that. You got to stop here. Oh, God, gold. Gold is screwed, man. Okay, let her rip here.
bullish trend, right? Well, next place we're likely to hit is a retest of our previous structure high right here.
Oh, another fantasy target.
And what happened is, as we approach this shoulder, it looks like the shoulder is not going to hold. And that's we talk about head and shoulders patterns and different ways to trade. You can be very aggressive and trade the right shoulder, but the traditional way to trade it as a chartist, right?
The traditional, right? Wait, so here we go. This is where it gets really terrible. This is how people say, well, you know, I'm a traditional guy. I'm not a freak. I'll trade it the traditional way. Sign me up for traditional. Put me down for T. Put a T on that puppy.
The traditional way to trade it is by trading it essentially like a trend continuation trade where you wait for the break and close of structure and then trade the retest. And this is one of the reasons it can be very dangerous because although it
it's dangerous. I'm going to like this trade.
looks like it could be a head and shoulders formation, it could easily be a trend continuation trade or another extension up. You just don't know.
Chicks with dicks. You know, this is
confirmation is key,
the crying game was about.
in my opinion. But you can see we had a breakout here. Price action gave us, right, this ascending triangle where we came up.
Oh, boy. Always looking at the trades I missed and to torture me.
And eventually we broke up to the upside. And again, what I would expect is a retest of our previous structure highs up here. Where's this at? About 1292, is that area?
1292. Man, guy's in dreamland. He's in dreamland. You know how long it's going to take to get, you know how many zigzags on the way to get that price?
And we can certainly look for a retest of structure, right, and move back down into our ascending triangle and a trend continuation opportunity on the way up for gold. So that's what's going to be on my radar this week as well.
On our radar. Do you think that's going to play out like that? You really think that's going to happen? How long is it going to take this guy to realize that he doesn't have a fucking clue where it's going to go? But Jason Stapleton does. Stay tuned.
Now, news-wise, this is an interesting week here. And just scroll through this for the first time here. We're looking at Tuesday or Monday, which is a bank holiday here in the U.S. So that means thinner markets. And thinner markets combined with big announcements is usually a pretty bad combination for any of you guys that have ever traded or seen disclosures that happen during the Asia session when Aussie or New Zealand news comes out. It's not fun because the markets are thinner. So I'm expecting thin markets tomorrow. We do have EC.
What do you care how thin they are? Oh, Jesus. This is another fucking myth. Well, you know, it's like, don't trade on the holidays. Fuck, it's the best money you'll ever make. Markets come fucking, they come unwrapped. You get filled on limits you never thought you could get filled on.
ECB President Mario Draghi speaking. I don't know if he's doing Q&A, testify about the economy. It looks like he'll probably do a Q&A afterwards. So this can be very dangerous. The Q&A is typically where the market gets a little bit
dangerous. The way you trade, Jesus. You don't even trade. Trading's, just normal trading's dangerous.
Funky, right? The speech, everyone knows the speech and nobody's going to say, you know, these guys do a great job at saying nothing. The Q&A, that's where they can get caught off guard by some of the questions. If they hesitate or they, something like that, you know, the market starts to form these opinions. So we want to be careful of tomorrow at 9 a.m. When Draghi speaks. Heading over into our week, we also have some Kiwi news, consumer confidence. That's going to be Tuesday. See Wednesday.
Isn't that a fruit?
Canadian GDP. This is going to be interesting for the Aussie here on Wednesday, 9:30. And then Thursday, when we start getting into the fun stuff, we have manufacturing PMI for the pound coming out. We have our ADP non-farm employment change. This is the precursor to our Friday jobs number, right? Our Friday jobs number. We have more ISM coming out. Oil news coming out later for the dollar as well.
Well, for some reason, the stuff that he just predicted is going to be completely... There's one cute video he did like 8 months ago, and it was after NFP, and he says, it's a good thing that market didn't destroy our chart. Like put a wick in there or something. He draws lines off wicks. That one that I did, though, where he says, I'm just going to take the wick off that. He's like, woof, that's too hairy to just look at. That's too hairy. Anyways, I'm always learning something here. He's empowered me. I learn how to fade. You fade this guy, you'll make a mint.